What's up? It's me, Zelme. Yes, it's the extra and extraordinary. It's the you can tell your own story. It's the keep stomping, something amazing can happen. And it's the expose where I expose myself. Yes, the most important episode, the middle ground of all the Delusion episodes. We changed it around a little bit. We're going to have one later, but I want to do the 7 episodes for this year. And I thought this one might be more important because I did want to shift the purpose episode to a later date as a extra episode due to certain reasons. But this episode is probably the most important, where I expose myself, where I show myself as a fraud. Not really. It's just me reiterating a lot of stuff that's already been said. Like, this whole series has been based around the context of me finding myself and starting over. And I think a lot of people miss that, because I hope my journey helps you in your journey. I think most people think I'm just talking and I'm a good orator of conversation. A great mind who can convince you, an intellectual, they would say. Even though I had a whole episode about how I feel like the term intellectual I do not like, as you saw with me and my brother, who's a very intelligent man, who's very successful, who told you, why do you hang with them, and who you're trying to prove something to. Those episodes, you know what I mean? So that's who I am. I'm just telling you, I'm just a regular dude who is delusional enough to think that somehow he can figure things out and succeed, and will fail 1,000 times and make it 1,000,000 till I perfect it, right? This was a 2-minute intro. I hope y'all enjoyed. This is my expose. Okay. First expose. Let me start with a story. This is a story I don't usually tell, but in college, my sophomore year, I had a 1.75 GPA. Yes, I was not used to being on my own. I'm used to being pushed. Used to being pushed by family. My first time being by myself. In a sense, I had some cousins with me, and I could go home every weekend, but every other weekend, because I was just an hour away from home. But it was my first time being alone. So I made horrible decisions, as every young person do, especially ones who have been pushed in the category of education and is not quite confounded by it. I'm not as obsessed with being the best as my brother and sister are. As you can see the success they have, I'm more of a creative and figuring out things and living life and figuring out, and not just living life on the outside, because I don't go out like a lot, but for the most part, at that point I was figuring it out, right? I was figuring out. I would go out with friends and stay up late and miss class. Unfortunately, I don't think my family knows this, so shh, don't tell them. But I would do that. And then I had a counselor who I went with, and they were like, it's okay, maybe college is not for you. This is my sophomore year in college, when I'm on probation and I barely survived this second semester. And they were like, maybe you can't. And then even my people said, I know you can, but maybe it's not for you. Now in my head, this is where this whole delusional thing comes from. I decided I'm getting out in 4 years. I will not be here beyond 2012. I graduated in December 2012. Got my degree in 2013, but because they didn't have a Christmas one, but I graduated in 4 years. And I thrived to get out of that situation. And fast forward, years later, I often found myself in places that I didn't think I could thrive in. I did things that most people around me never did. I think I was the first author in my family. I think I did a lot of cool things. I met a lot of cool people. And some of them even sound fantastical on base where people see my life. I'm doing well. Don't think I'm not doing well. But if you hear the stories, you'll be like, oh, why are you in where you are? Shout out to a friend who'll be on the next episode. We did a lot of cool things. We did a lot. But I was just, like I said in the episode with Jacob, shout out to him. A lot of times it'll be just a parachute. It's a fun thing. I can just parachute. I always depend on my family. I can just do it, right? I can just parachute out. and I always came out on top somehow, right? I always somehow did well. Again, the parachute thing, I didn't think about it at the time, but it was always the parachute thing. And then I lost. What I mean by I lost is 2016, my dad got his first cancer. I had plans to move to Houston. I don't know. I think my mom should have known it, but I don't know if she did. That we actually went to Hattiesburg and was supposed to go to Houston and check out places. And I actually had an apartment that was kind of set up for me and Kid Creator Player, aka West, the guy who I started this Overall 99 with, the media company. And we had plans to go to Houston. Now, of course, plans change and things happen, and a car got towed because it was there for 30 minutes and they were not playing at that time. And then a whole bunch of drama happened and it was a crazy story. But like I said, later that year, my dad got his first cancer. He had 4 cancers. That man survived a lot. Tough guy. Vietnam vet. Smart. One of the, probably the smartest man I ever met. Just to be honest with you. Had issues. Not perfect. Some of them issues probably caused a little drama later on. Trauma in my life later on. We're not going to talk about that. That's not important. But I spent 3 years. Missed one appointment. One. And that was because they was already up there. I didn't go to all the chemos, but if it was a doctor appointment and even after chemo, I would go just so mom didn't have to deal with it. She had her own problems and stuff like that from her situations. Not finna go into that. It's not none of your business. But I spent that time because, again, I can figure it out in my mind. I can figure this life thing out, right? We just did the starting 5, a bunch of other stuff that I don't even know people knew about. And we had a bunch of things going. And it was looking like, okay, if we get to a bigger city, we can make this actually work. At this time, I think it my boy even had he was supposed to do a thing with Meg Thee Stallion and the Houston Freestyle. That never came about, by the way. So she never met us, so we never met her. So that's just a story that was supposed to happen, but kind of didn't. A lot of things happening. I remember him telling me, it's this chick in Houston, Meg Thee Stallion, if we can get her on the team. Fast forward, it's crazy how life works, right? But I spent the 4 years with him. Did some interesting jobs in that time that allowed me to do it. I had to make some money. Instead of going after this passion project, I had to make some money. So I did interesting jobs. I was assistant manager at a Family Dollar. Drove a pharmacy truck for a business we're not going to talk about because that was insane. During this period, I did politics, actually. Did radio for a little bit. Interesting. Shout out to Mr. Sherry Jones. Appreciate that guy. I wrote 2 books before that, so my book stuff stopped. I haven't did a book since, because I think this is 2016. My last book was 2015. Vanity coming out soon. And then, I don't know if I ever said this, but I went into kind of a depressive state because in July, about a week after my uncle passed, my dad passed. Not gonna lie, I don't remember what I did for that birthday. I don't. 2019, I would have been 28. Or becoming 28. I don't remember that. I don't remember nothing to December 31st when I had a wreck going to my brother's house. Because I was going to do Twitch at this point. I've been, most of the time I was probably spinning streams, not realizing nothing's going on, just looking at endless streams, hours of streams of Myth and Chap and all the people playing Fortnite and Ninja. And then I met friends like Liz, Kaylee, and Miller DC and all those awesome people, a bunch of Slitty, a bunch of people. I can't name all of them. I don't want to try to start naming. These just the people I know. Like, I don't gain friendships, online friendships with. And I don't remember nothing from that period. I might have remembered one thing, but I don't even know if that was from that period. That might was after. So I was going to stream now because, okay, I can do it. On my way there, I was going to the store, I had a wreck. Still went down there the same day. Just forget the trauma. I'm already traumatized. I've been, and it woke me up. I can remember things, right? So I'm about to get my life together. But I need a job. I can't just stay because I would be at my brother's house now. I'd moved with my parents. I'm going to go with my brother for a little bit. The same situation I had when I moved to Texas. I'm going to get life right? I'm going to get it right. Got an opportunity to be at a casino. I think it was gonna be a second interview. Might have been first. Don't let me lie to you. But I think I had a second interview, if I remember correctly. Again, went crazy. Then COVID hit. It was interesting. COVID hit. So that was gone. So I started YouTube again. Lost my partnership in 2016 when we stopped posting. I lost my partnership about 2019 because I got the partnership probably 2015, 2016 with the music, and the music did well. But I kind of stopped being the post of it and doing all this heavy lifting on that end. Let my boy be the creative and I do it, because originally Overall 99 was a music company. So it ended up doing it. So I grinded it back, got it started. COVID happened for years. Couldn't find a legit job that paid well, that was not going to make me upset. As I told y'all in my sister's interview of Delusional, she hit me up and like, hey, come to Texas and get your life started. Again, you can't just sit there and not get your life started. So I'm like, opportunity. I've been wanting to get to Texas. Let's go. So I've been here. This is where I've been. And this is where I think right now. I moved in with my sister, stayed with her about 4 months, got on my own, got a little sad. I don't know. I wouldn't say depressed, but I just sit in my room and chill. Didn't even want to do YouTube videos for real, but I was doing them. Kind of falling out of love with it because I was just trying to chase the algorithms at the time. Because again, this is where some of these episodes come in at, where I talk about it, because I'm just giving you the backstory on why everything is happening. I sat there and I started chasing algorithms. I was working at that job and overnight. Sad. It was during the day. Doing YouTube during the day was hard. We had I'll Be That News, which was amazing, but then situation happened with that, in which we'll get back to it hopefully sooner. When we pop off, we can start actively doing it. But situations happen with that. Nothing bad. It just, life happens, and it's not my place to tell you what happened. It's not, like I said, me and her is great. I talk to her often. Well, not often, whenever we randomly message each other. Me and Classic Ruby, shout out to Classic Ruby. But I was in a state that probably was kind of in the sad variety, because it was my first time being truly alone. I had my sister, but I knew I couldn't just depend on her all the time. But I was in a sad state often. I didn't feel like I was making my own decisions at that time. So I decided to make my own decision. I left and went to the current company, and went to a company, right? Then all of a sudden, a bunch of good stuff starting to happen and all that when I went to this other company and start doing my own thing. My business is starting back up now. It's picking up again after the drop off from 2015. And I worked there and I think I made the right decision. Why? Because now I'm searching. But the one problem I am currently having as an exposed person, as I expose myself, is I'm chasing time of missed time. And I often probably lose focus on the goal and everything else. Again, now the chasing algorithms is harder, right? I'm chasing algorithms hard. We're doing movie reviews, opportunity. I hear my boy like, yo, we're going to have this opportunity to do this because old boy promising. I know how life is, but I'm overly excited. I probably make horrible decisions and spend money on things I shouldn't have because I'm like, oh, this is going to give me an opportunity to do something. Because I gotta catch back up. I'm years behind. I had 3 years of me doing this. Don't regret it at all. I love it, but I gotta get back to it. So now I'm a little more aggressive than I normally am. And sometimes it seeps in life with my excitement. I try not to steep anything, but my excitement get over cautious with the people around me. And I'm a very positive person, by the way. But again, I'm overzealous, thinking about life, being excited, pushing, motivating myself to the point where I have to push myself to think that I'm like the old me, right? That I'm invincible. Because 26-year-old Zell was invincible. 21-year-old Zell will jump off a hill into a car in the middle of a highway. By the way, shout out to Wynn. You can ask them about that. That was crazy. But I jumped off a hill into a car into a highway. That was insane in college. I didn't have no fear. You couldn't tell me no. And if I wanted somebody, I would go get them. If I wanted it, I would apply to it. There was no doubt. Now it's doubt. It's okay. I need to get back to where I was, right? The push to it. But now, like, what if I can't? What if I'm not that same dude? I'm mellowed out a little bit. I'm nowhere near as aggressive. I attack life still. Don't get me wrong. I still do cool things, but I'm not attacking life as I once was. I'm not doing things I once was. And then it wonders if it's the parachute versus the climb theory, or is it just I feel human from the loss of my father and my first time in a place where I don't have the backup. Like, it ain't me and my family against the world. It's just me. So maybe I'm like, I can't mess up now. Now, listen, 21-year-old me would still be like that even without them because I was insane. But now I'm like, I'm getting a little older, right? I have questions about myself. Do I trust myself as much as I used to? Do I trust God as much as I used to? And those are the questions, right? Can I control, if I go out there and do this, can I control my natural behavior instead of like lust and stuff? Can I still manage that? Can I just go out there and just do confidently these videos? And do I have the same alpha talent that I used to have? Because I know when I knew when something would work. I could feel it. I just had the sense. I knew when that person would fit here or do this. The same thing I did with Classic Ruben when I was like, yo, I need that. That's talent that would make everything go bigger. We made an agreement to just not just be on my channel, but create on. And I absolutely think I'll be that news. Go check that channel out. If you watch it, that absolutely worked. But even in that period, I was not the same person as I was quite when I first met her, because I think that's when the thought process was getting it. Because at that time, it was all work. I was completely focused. So that's a little bit of the expose on me. The confidence, the do whatever I feel like it's going to work confidently. And it was a lot less of me being self-positive, because most of all my shorts, this might be a secret here, but all of my shorts are literally just me motivating, talking to myself. I know some people might think it's just conversation, and by the way, it's conversations I had with other people, but those conversations hit me. So when those hit me, I have to think to myself, who writes your story? Who stops your smile? Who does this? Some stuff is just a gimmick, just to be fun, just to make the whole things. But the whole I'm cute thing is some fun I made up just to make fun. The whole alpha thing is also to make fun of the little red pill thing, because I don't really think I'm alpha. I think I'm no better than no one else. I'm just me. I'm just Zell. That's it. So this is a very long diatribe, but I think it's needed, because that's what Delusion is about. Every episode, think now, if you watch this and you go back, a lot of stuff will hit, right? The whole thing about learning to let people go. Listen to what I say. And then you hear the other counter to that, right? Why do you hang out with them? Like those questions, right? And I tell the story about the guy who told me how his life changed. The amount of people, because it was told to me a long time ago, and this is what I'm going to say. It was told to me that everything I touch will turn to gold. And for a long time, I'm wondering why a lot of things, not that they weren't successful, why they didn't turn to gold, right? So I questioned. And then lately, I get random messages. Not putting nobody's name out, because there's a lot of them, by the way. They said, this little interaction, the same with the Walmart incident I told y'all about. If you watched the episode, the guy at Walmart told me that you sitting with me might have saved my life. A lot of people have just randomly told me, I'm glad you met me because you changed my life. Just random texts, just random messages that I did not expect. And then I kind of got it, right? Why me, who is the moment, feel like I'm chasing something, feel like I'm behind, feel like I'm losing, feel like that gold, everything I touch is not gold. It's kind of coming together. And that's the whole purpose of Delusion. And by the way, I want to shout out to to Jonathan for coming like, you delusional. And I'm like, yes, it's kind of my superpower, right? It's kind of my way to overcome. It's kind of my way to overcome any inadequacies I have, right? I believe I am, therefore I am, right? That's the thing, right? I believe I can do anything, therefore I can. Because I write my story, nobody else writes it. Only a delusional person would think that they have complete control over their life, because in reality, I don't. But I cannot give up on me. I can't give up and be ordinary when I know I can put so much extra in and be extraordinary. So when I tell people to keep watching me, it's not to brag or be all my haters and all that. It's I hope you see how long it took. I hope you see all the efforts I gave, all the failures I did, all the videos that didn't pop off, the thousands of them that didn't do well. It's probably a few hundred that did. I hope you see it. And I'm not changing. The same way I did my first book. There's some mistakes in that book, but it felt authentic to me. It was me writing in my passion, me writing in the moment. It was pure me, my mistakes and all, my flaws and all. One of my favorite ones, my blue rose, as I would say. But I know I'm not perfect. I'm not a prideful person. I know I come off of it sometimes, but I'm not prideful at all. I just think that if I say it out loud, if I think it, that I can get back to that person I was. And I don't even know that if I want that no more. That's the whole purpose of this whole thing, delusional. Is maybe I don't need to be that person anymore. Maybe I don't need to be that calculating person. Maybe I can move with emotion and make mistakes. Because I have. I moved with emotion a few times and made a few mistakes lately. I just went with gut feelings. And they're probably gonna be wrong too, but that's what we do. We make mistakes as human. We risk things for the adventure. So a story I can tell of a kid who was never good at football. I'm gonna just say that, because in reality that's a lie. But there's no proof that I was never good. That I was good at football. Injuries, life happened. Situation with a coach that I didn't approve of. So by the time I got good, it was never shown. And by the first year, I had a bunch of injuries, torn hamstring, MCL, a bunch of issues that I didn't overcome my junior year, because 9th and 10th grade year, I had a bone spur in my ankle and my knee. So I wasn't as fast as I normally am. So I couldn't play. And then my junior year, when I could actually play good, I had the torn hamstring, pulled groin, strained MCL, back to back to back. It's life. And then, like I said, my senior year situation happened. Don't have to get into all that, but it happened. Therefore, I was never good at football. Could I hang with great players who played in the NFL? Shout out to family. Yes. But it was never proven. Was I the best author ever? Probably not. Oh, I hope y'all enjoyed the book. I saw one person who I don't know said the book was great, so that made me happy. I hope the poems helped you. I know some people felt like they was creepy. And maybe I'm too close to the camera. Love you, H. I make mistakes. It's life. I fail 1,000 times, fail 1,000,000 times until I perfect my craft. Was I the smartest in high school? No. Did I mess up probably great relationships that I probably could have had with amazingly gorgeous people? Yes. Did my ego get in my way when I was younger doing something? Yes. Did I think I was invincible? Yes. A lot of mistakes was made. Did I network like I should have in college and learned all the things I did? Yes. But we grow. We grow. That's what we do, right? We learn from our mistakes. We figure out who we are slowly. And we never truly figure out who we are. Because as we figure out who we are, we grow. So then it's like a new chapter in your life. Like I said, I can never, even though I've been chasing that old me who had no fear, I can never be that old me. I can still learn from the old me and do better. Like exercising and doing all that stuff and being a workout warrior to why I'm kind of like not a small guy by any imagination. And I can learn from that dude and learn that discipline that I did every day. Even after practice, go lift weights after practice. Even though I just lift weights, I can run and just go miles and miles and just, they give me some extra sprints, coach. I can learn from that guy. I can learn a lot from that. Because again, I'm a little comfortable in my space. That's another flaw. I'm a little more comfortable now. I'm old age. I accept it. I use old as an excuse sometimes, right? But I can do better. Because I'm not perfect. And this whole video is to tell you mistakes I made, feelings I had that might not be ever been known, and why each episode is stated the way it is. And why the last one, is a person who gave me a lot of my journey. The next episode is a guy who gave me a lot of my journey, as I said, and we had fun. It was fun. I don't know how we got there. I don't know how we did it, but it was fun. You'll probably learn a little bit about it because we got questions. He doing his own thing again because this place that we shouldn't have been that we were, and it was amazing. And a lot of mistakes was made in there too because we didn't make money off of it. We didn't make a lot of money off of it. We didn't, but it was a heck of an experience. But overall, 99 is growing. Keep It 99 is growing. The channel is growing. I thank y'all for watching. If you listen to this long, and it's just me telling random stories about my life, and it's not even motivational in a way, even though I hope it is in a way. I hope it helps you. Hope it gives you some soothing feeling. But I'm exposing myself right. I never did nothing crazy. Like I lived in a kind of a hood, Turner Chapel, shout out TC, but I lived in the old people part too, so I wasn't exposed to a lot of craziness that would probably happen. Whereas my cousins, I never wanted to prove nothing with them. So I don't have like these wild stories. Oh my God, we went up there and like the crazy thing happened is I hung around in college, high school basketball players. My friend was coaching and they was kind of cool. We just like, let's go Taco Bell, and shootouts happened. Oh, my boy got his phone stolen and we went to get it back, and naked Asian girls were there, and it was kind of, I don't know. Then they had a shootout and the police was searching for the dude. It was a lot. Listen, I have stories for days, but that's not what this video about. But it just exposed my mind a little bit on why this show is. And let's give a few stories, little vulnerable stories, right? On how I'm not perfect, on how I'm reluctant a lot of times. And I think of myself as like a temporary person in most people's lives. That's why it's harder for me to commit, even friendships in a way. And sometimes I might even self-sabotage them because I feel like I'm not going to be around you long, so I don't want to get close to you in a way. That might be my last expose right there on myself. Maybe, because I feel like I'm just a temporary. I always say I'm seasons, but I think I might use it as an excuse to not get close to people because I always feel like I'm moving in a way that people going to feel like overwhelmed by because I'm constantly going at it, something positive in the, shout out to my friend, toxic positive way. It works for me, but it might just be like crazy for everybody else, but I just go for it, right? And I don't know if everybody like that pace. I'm like, I'm just here for a season. I was meant to be here in your life for a season. And then I leave. That's something I might need to work on though. Take a step back. Yeah, Zell. Take a step back so you can sprint forward. You know, like the sprinters, you always had to put that one leg back before you sprint, right? Because I've been running for a long time. Maybe it's time for me to take one step back and sprint. Maybe I should take it slow. I think a lot. I think too much. I overthink things. But this is an expose day on me. The not perfect guy, just a regular old Zell who will tell you his life stories and everything is a shot at himself. This is what you need to hear. And I can go back to it and remind myself who I am. I'm the writer of my story. I'm the ordinary who needs to put in extra. I'm the you can't fit me in your box because I refuse to be put in it. I'm the why do you hang out with them? Because I want to. How do you outgrow people? And what's my purpose? All these different things. That's who I am. It's who I'm evolving into. It's part of me. So that's why Delusion is so important to me. Despite viewership or whatever, or any other video, It's very important to me. And even the walk with Zales, which then turned into talk with Zales, is important to me. But this video too long, and I've been yapping too long. I appreciate y'all for watching, listening. If you've been this long, I appreciate it. Just me just rambling about nothing and all that. I'm sorry if you shouldn't end a video like that, right? I should end it motivational, right? Come on now, be delusional. It's your life. You gotta keep stomping. I know it's, by the way, I know it's hard. I know it. I know it sounds crazy, right? They stump your foot, to put your foot in the ground and stomp it until your knees shake because you really want to stop because of that fear, right? You don't want to move forward because of that fear. You're scared of what might happen. As my last episode said with my sisters, you are not afraid of change. You're afraid of the unknown. There we go. We're picking it up, right? Going to my Sunday school teacher day, my director of Sunday school. Shout out to Waters Grove MB Church. That's family right there. But you gotta stop. That way your knees shake, your ankle hurt a little bit. Now you can move. You're like, okay, I'm not as fearful. I can take a step forward. Okay, let me pick this leg up and stomp again. And then if I keep stomping, I'll get to where I want to go. Because I know it's dangerous. I don't know where I'm going. I really don't. I kind of got directions. If I pray enough, I got directions. If I ask enough people, I got direction. If I network enough, I have directions. But I don't really know where I'm going. I've never been there before. And that's scary when you've never been there before. I'm not afraid of change. I'm just scared that I don't know what's going to happen. Or the criminals there, how is the neighbor? Is the grass really green over here? I'm comfortable right there. I'm used to this. I'm used to my spot not being delusional. I'm used to saying and self-deprecating myself. I'm used to these things. I'm so used to it. I'm so used to not stepping in my purpose. I'm so used to people telling me I can't that I just say I can't. I'm so used to everybody telling me what I am, who I do, what box to put me in. I'm so used to it. I'm so unmotivated because people tell me that, oh, you're too old to do this. Oh, you're not good enough to do this. Oh, you are smart enough to do this. Oh, you don't have the power to do this. Oh, nobody's going to listen to you. Nobody's going to believe you. It's so easy when that is because people accept you then, right? But when you're a little bit delusional, they talk. They tell you that what you're saying is just nonsense. They tell you that your belief in yourself is crazy. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? I tell them I'm delusional and it's my superpower. Why? Because through all this you said, I kept stomping. I had a place to go. You stopped along the way. I'm passing you as you stopped. And as I keep walking, you be like, where he think he going? I'm going to the upper room. My destination, that's where I'm going. And it might be delusion because you say he don't even know what direction to go. And you're not lying. So I pray. I do what I have to do. I get that map. I ask directions. I network. I listen to people. I talk to people. I have discussion even at work with other people, among other people. And then I get a little bit more of a direction I should go. I learn a little more. I watch a few church services. Shout out to home church. Shout out to, I guess she'd be my goddaughter, even though she'd be older than me. But shout out to them, her church. I watch the Water Grove. Shout out to Cuz and my family. And I figure out a little bit more of my direction I should be going as I keep stomping. Who knows where I end up, but I'm going to where I'm meant to go. My destination. Because I kept stomping. And something amazing happened. This is Delusional. We got one more episode to go in this first season. And we got a post-cap episode of me going over the season directly. This is not directly. This is just my thoughts and my feelings. And then we have an extra episode that's coming later on. Shout out to her. I appreciate y'all. And remember, you feel ordinary, but if you want extraordinary results, you got to put a little extra on your ordinary. Delusional can be a superpower.